BBLs and ultrasound. If you're doing research on BBLs, you're going to come across the term ultrasound. Do you use it? Now, we do, and I want to demystify why we do. I also want to demystify the reasons why I think it's so important and why I think it also gives a better result. I made this to apply to anybody doing research. Always check with your board certified plastic surgeon. So, coming over to this trusty little diagram here, I've got skin, skin, fat, muscle, and then I've got our blood vessel that actually runs deep from within the muscle all the way out to the skin. And a couple things I want to see. Really big and thick in the muscle, really, really tiny in the skin. So, original way we used to do BBLs, we would inject fat into the muscle because it would make the muscle really big. It was like doing 10 years worth of squats in a couple hours. It gave a really nice result. But the problem was we could get this cannula when we were injecting fat into these big blood vessels, and that could cause a fat clot or an emboli. And those have the potential to be deadly. And so, at least in the US, we said no more injecting fat in the muscle because the risk reward is not worth it. So we started injecting fat above the muscle. And while it was safe, it did not give as good of an aesthetic result. And that's because the higher you put the fat, the less push, the less change that you get in the buttock itself. But you wanted to put the fat high because you didn't want to be anywhere near these big blood vessels. And that's where ultrasound really entered the realm to really help solve a problem. First thing I want you to know, ultrasound, we're not talking about liposuction ultrasound. We're talking about the actual ultrasound so you can image. So a probe, actually, an ultrasonic probe actually goes above the skin and it fires ultrasound waves so that your screen monitor can actually see what's going on here. And that allowed us then to put a cannula to inject fat right above the muscle. So we could get it literally right next to the muscle, and that gave you the most push and the most change. And that, in addition to little visits by anesthesia, is why we use BBLs with ultrasounds.